Hi guys, I'm Jenny. Welcome to my channel where we focus on using ordinary materials to make beautiful things. It's another Motivational Monday. Today I'm going to try something that I haven't done before, but I've been looking at for quite a while. I am going to use a design as kind of a mask. Maybe this one or this way. So the color will be showing through, but everything around it will be black. So it's reversed. I can't remember what it's called, honestly. I just know I've seen several people do it and it looks kind of cool. And so I have some different figures to try out. This is a page I printed. It's just regular copy paper, and I'm gonna glue it into my Monday journal. It is a picture that I scanned in of a piece of neurographic art that I did, and I did it with marker, and so you can kind of see some of the marker lines and stuff. But I thought it was really colorful, so it would make a good background. I do want to add a little more interest to it, so I thought I would stencil something over it maybe, and I picked out this large format flower, and I'm going to use some metallic antique gold and just do a light stencil over it just to give it even more interest. I really like this kind of mod, you know, it's very mod kind of 60s colors with the pinks and the oranges and the yellows and stuff. But you know me, it has to have a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of bling. So we're gonna start with some gold, and maybe we'll add some bling later. So obviously only the part where the person is, the form that we're gonna put in, will be showing. So the rest of this will be all in black. We're gonna go over it, but I don't really know where that is yet, so I'm just gonna stencil the whole thing. I thought too, since my printer left a white edge on the paper, that I might you know, put some washi tape around the edge to create a border. So once we get everything on there, or maybe I guess I could put the washi tape on it and use that to attach it to my page. Although I think it's probably just about the same size as the pages, so there probably wouldn't be room for that. But I might try it. I might wait till I get it in the book and then put the border on. But I think it would be fun to put like a really bright color border, since it's gonna be black, and then the writing, today's quote, will be in white. And then the bright pop of color will be where the form is. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I just can't think of what it's called. It's called reverse something, and I've just gone blank, of course, because, you know, that's what happens. Okay. I think I got the whole stencil here. Oh yeah, see, that's nice. Not overly stenciled, just, you know, just a nice pattern to it. Got a little much down here. That's okay. You know, if I turn it that way, chances are that will be painted over in black. Okay, I am going to use my heating tool here and dry that. So I will be back in just a minute. Okay, I'm back. It's mostly dry. I think there are a couple of thicker places that aren't quite, but they're okay. So now I have a whole bunch of people I have cut out because I want it to be a woman's form. Our quote, I have like 3 different quotes that I haven't really decided on. So one of them is, she overcame everything that was meant to destroy her. The second one is, she remembered who she was and the game changed. And then the last one is, she is clothed in strength and dignity. So one of those 3, I was looking up stuff and I just couldn't really decide. So I just want to audition the shape. So it doesn't really matter what the person's wearing. It's really just the shape. You know, like this one, we can even turn it over and see. So I'm not really sure about this. I think I might have to cut this part off just to get, and then it's a little boxy, so maybe not my favorite. Let's see. This one's very large, so there's not going to be a lot of space to write. Although there's probably enough down the side here, and that would preserve a lot of the design. So that one's a possibility. It's kind of how it would look if we turned it the other way. I think I like it going this direction though. And you can see on some of these, like she has a purse, but I kind of trimmed where the purse was so that you didn't see the shape of the purse so much. Although actually even now I think there's more of the purse there. Might be able to get that even less. Yep, that's maybe even a little bit better. So shape-wise, we'll see the color where she is, and then the rest of it will be black. So that one's a possibility. This one I thought was kind of interesting. She's definitely has her hand down leaning on something, so we might want to, move it a little bit sideways, so her hand would be here kind of going off the page, which would give us lots of space here to write, which I think is kind of an interesting shape, kind of moving across the page in a diagonal. So I think that one's a definite possibility. I like this one too. And this one you can even see if we turn over. Sometimes you can see the shape better from the back. So I like that one with her leg coming out and her arm, kind of arm akimbo here. So that one's a maybe. This one not so much, I don't think, and part of it is because her head was at the top of the picture, so it's very flat. So I don't think I want to do that. I like this picture, but I don't think the shape is probably the best shape. I think the shape is a little blocky. This one. I think the shape itself is a little blocky. What makes this picture great are all of these, all of these jewels. So, because when you go this way, well, I don't know. It's kind of nice. It's just it's more about the face than the whole body. Then I have this one, which is from a book, an illustration from a book. So that one maybe is a little small. And then there's this one, which I like for the form. I like this one. And then there's lots of room over here, but it will not leave a lot of color because this one's kind of smaller. This is all gonna be black. So I don't know. So maybe one of these is better because it takes up a little more space. A little more of the space. I don't know, maybe this one doesn't actually take up more space. I guess it does. It's a little bit bigger. What about that? It's kind of a nice block. There's a nice block of color here. I know, decisions, right? It's hard to pick sometimes. This one is probably the largest one with the least amount of writing space, but it's going to leave the most amount of color. So I think I might be a little more prone to that one than this one. So I like this one because it's going to give us a lot of color. This one is interesting in that it's an interesting shape. We can kind of do that, which is going to give us a lot of black here, but the color is going to move across, which is kind of cool. And then there's this one, which I just like the form, but I don't think it's really big enough. Okay, down to these two. Gosh, which one? The one that's kind of kitty cornered here. Where she's leaning on something. This one. one's going to give us less writing space, but a lot of the color. Decisions. I wish you guys were here. I wish you could tell me which one, because I'm just not sure. Because I like them both for different reasons. I think maybe I'll save this one, because I think this would be fun to put on something and then put a little something here where she's actually leaning on it and do some doodling. She's got that pink dress. I think let's do this one. Okay. And she just barely fits on the page here. All right. So we're going to want to go around that in black. And I'm thinking the best way to do that, I thought about tracing it, but I'm just not sure. I'm not sure I'll, you know, that it's going to move on me, I think. So I was thinking more that I might just use a paintbrush and go out around the edges. Decisions again. Okay, maybe I'll try tracing it here. It's just so thin. I probably should have put it on a piece of cardboard in order to trace it better. Trying to stay away from the edge a little bit here, just so I can. Just so I can keep from going under it. Because I definitely don't want to go under it, because then you'll be able to see my lines in the color. I don't want to do that. Okay. All right, so let's get some black paint on there. I managed to actually trace it without doing too bad of a job, I guess. I'm shocked. Okay. I think the best way to do this is just going to be to kind of go up to the line and pull out. I've watched several other people do it, and I don't know, maybe they just have a steadier hand than I do. But now you can see the wide edge up there. That's okay. If we put washi tape around it, that won't show up. That'll cover it. That will cover a multitude of sins. I think the interesting thing is because there's I put that gold paint on with the stencil, that you can kind of see a little bit, not of the gold, but of the pattern in the black, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if that's showing up on camera. It's very subtle. So maybe not. Since I shoot all my stuff with an iPad, I don't have a fancy camera that maybe picks up all the little subtleties. But maybe you can see as my brush goes across it, you can see there's a little bit of a resist right there with the pattern. That's kind of cool. So I think that's kind of neat. I have watched people do this several times, and I keep thinking I need to try it, and then I just don't. And so today's the day. Gonna give it a try. Part of the reason I didn't try is because I never really thought what I had behind it was really bright enough. I wanted something really bright behind it, so that that's what showed was a really super bright pattern. And a lot of the ones I watched didn't have, you know, a super bright pattern. But You guys know me, I really love bright color. Bright color and bling jewelry stuff. That's my style. Although, I don't know, I like a lot of the antique-y looking stuff too, so I just don't seem to make as much of it. I really like it. I look at it and I really like it, and then I think, oh, I should try to make that, and I always end up with, you know, something bright colored and orange or pink, because, you know, I start doing it and it's like, oh, that's nice, but it's brown, so it needs some orange. Right? Let's see if I can manage to get in this little spot here. I might have to get a smaller brush. There we go. I guess maybe I could have used some like tacky, you know, the removable tape, and stuck it down, but I'm always afraid, you know, if I put some removable tape on, that when I remove it, it'll take some of the paint with it, so I didn't really want to do that, but luckily this seems to be working. It doesn't even look like I'm going to need a second coat of black, which I thought with the bright colors I might. Thought it might not quite cover them. You can always tell when I have to concentrate on the small parts, I stop talking. Because, you know, the detail stuff requires my attention, and apparently I can't talk and do detail work at the same time. But, alas. Almost done. Almost done. Well, this is pretty quick too, huh? Sometimes we do things and it seems like we have to do lots of layers and it takes a long time. Not that I really mind, like I don't mind spending time in my art journal. It's one of the pleasures of life. It's getting to, you know, play with art supplies, so I don't mind spending the time on it. But sometimes the videos get a little long. All right. Okay, that's really cool. I really like that. That's fun. Okay, so I am going to turn on the heat tool again and dry this so that we can write on it. So I'll be right back when it's dry. Okay, it's all dry. I do have a couple, you know, I have that white chalk writer that I have been using. I have a gold one too, and I was trying to decide whether it would be a good idea maybe to just do a little outlining around the form here, and a little bit of gold. just to kind of create a line between the black. White might have been a better choice, but I got the gold one and I haven't used it very much, so thought the gold might be nice. Won't be quite as stark of a contrast as the white. Okay. I should have added that there. I brought some washi tape too to do the edging in. So I brought things that are multicolored. I brought this one, but I'm not as keen on that one. So we have this, which would go across as a stripe. Then we have polka dots. And then I have a really thin one. That's another stripe that we could put next to something, the bigger stripe or the polka dots. So just not really sure. I like the stripe and the polka dots. I like both of them. Let's do this. We'll put a little piece of that. The polka dot one next to it. Oh, I definitely think the polka dots after seeing that down. I'm glad we auditioned them, because I probably would have picked the stripes just looking at it, but I think the polka dot is definitely the way to go. This will make a nice border, I think. I'm surprised my copy paper has held up to the paint so well. So it seems like it's doing pretty well. It hasn't wrinkled up too much from the wet paint. Maybe the ink printing, printing that on it has created a little bit of a shield for the paper fibers. I don't really know. I don't usually print very much in color. My printer tends to eat ink, and ink is very expensive, right? Buying color ink cartridges is not cheap. Not that anything's cheap these days, right? But so I tend not to print a lot of really colorful stuff. Try to be judicious with my printing, which I love. It's like I look at all the digitals online and I love them. I really want to get them and print some, but I'm gonna have to figure out the ink situation. Not to mention, as I have said before, yeah, you have to cut it all out, right? So maybe my laziness is showing, because I don't want to fussy cut all that stuff, but I love it. It's beautiful. So maybe that'll change. Yeah, maybe that'll change. You can still see the white through there, but not as much up here. I wish I'd put some gold down there. Oh, well. Oh my gosh, and then I picked up the stripes. Oh, watch what you're doing. Gosh, Jenny. Okay. Picked up the wrong one. See, I'm doing this while I'm delaying, trying to figure out which quote I'm supposed to use, because I'm just not sure. So you guys do that? You work on something and then you know, you spend a few minutes doing something like putting washi tape on or painting the background, doing something like that so that you can contemplate what it is you're going to do. Because I usually have a general idea, but I don't always have it all worked out, right? And it's kind of a work in progress. I wish I'd covered that. Oh well. All right, so now it's time to put some words on, so we have to choose. Let's see, she overcame everything that was meant to destroy her. That seems a little long for this. She is clothed in strength and dignity. That doesn't look strong and dignified. Well, it looks strong, but doesn't particularly look dignified. I like the, she remembered who she was and the game changed, because I really love these bright colors in this on here, and I think it very much speaks to who I am. So I think the colors are. All right, let's see if we can do this. What if we wrote it this way? That might be good. She remembered. The game changed. Okay. Not really, there's not really space to make that larger, I don't think, but I do think it's nice and bright, so I think it's okay. Kind of got into this a little bit. Maybe we can do another little layer here. Okay. All right. I think it needs a little bling. So I brought these little jewels. I think they're fun, and I'm trying to decide, should we put them up the edge? We could put them across the bottom. That would kind of cover this part, wouldn't it? We could put a line of them down there, just across the bottom, kind of center that maybe. Because, you know, I don't know. I mean, we could put one, you put it down the middle here on her. I kind of just like leaving that untouched, though. I think that's kind of interesting. So I think the question is do we want to have them all the way across? I think so. So do that. And we'll just cut part of another one. Which one maybe? Down. Trying to figure out which set of colors here do we want. Those. This one with the red. I think maybe this one with the red and the green. We're going to want that over to about there. Dokie. So, oh, I like that across the bottom. Should we do it across the top too? Or is that overkill? Might be overkill. Might actually be overkill. I don't know if we're going to do it somewhere else. Probably should do it up the side, right? So it goes up and down. What do you think? I've had these little jewels in my stash forever. So I feel like I should just use them up. You know, I don't know what I'm saving them for. Sometimes I get things and I really like them. So I just hang on to them. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna hold on to that. And then I really don't know why, because, you know, when I put it on something, then I get to enjoy seeing it every time I look at the thing I made. Right? But sometimes I just put things in and it's like, oh, I just have to do it. See, how did we do that? I'm having trouble with this. Let's go back up, down, up. Okay. Oops. No, stick there. Don't stick there. Don't stick there. Here we go. No. All right. This one trimmed. All right. Okay. I like that. I think I'm just going to leave that there. It's, you know, it's not overly complicated, but it does have a lot of jewels on it, which of course is definitely me. So I'm feeling very colorful and bejeweled today. So I think that's where we're gonna leave it. If you liked this episode, please hit the like button, give me a thumbs up, leave me a message. I'd love to hear if you have done this kind of thing where you just did a silhouette and then did something in the background different. So let me know. Love to talk to you about it. Until next time, remember, use what you have to make your life more beautiful. Bye.